Hey folks, welcome back to Skyward Sword. We are here on the top of Eldin volcano, and we are still searching for Din's Flame, and this appears to be somewhere that could have a little bit of a lead. Unfortunately, it's blocked by fire, as you can see. And now for something completely different. Now we can douse for goddess cubes. I don't know why that conversation with Mr. Goron there triggered that event, but okay, very much appreciated. Anyway, to get rid of the fire, we need to pour water into that frog face thing over there. Where are we going to get water? Well, you'll remember at the end of the last episode, there was an exit to this room that I didn't go in. Screw you. You're dead. That's what you get. There's an exit I didn't take right there. And lo and behold, here's some water. Oh boy, that sure was strenuous and difficult. But anyway, before we leave this area, there is a secret over here. This is something that you may not necessarily realize is here, except one of the gossip stones will give you a vision of it if you are so inclined. And ta-da! One more goddess cube down the hatch. Under the belt. Some other thing of that sort. Really, the most difficult part of this is getting back out. Getting back out. This is one of those instances where, if you're not careful, the stamina thing could actually come and bite you in the butt. You don't want to lollygag too much. Yeah, as you can hear, I'm getting a little bit close, but overall it's not too bad. Should be able to make it. There we go. Anyway, speaking of gossip stones, here's one now. Anyway, one thing that I haven't shown off with gossip stones yet. It's a little Easter egg that's been in the game since Ocarina of Time. If you lay a bomb near them, they will rocket up into the sky and eventually explode. It's surreal. I don't really understand it, but it's been a mainstay of the series. Anyway, don't mind me while I restock my explosives. You will want explosives for this next section. It's very useful, generally in the fire areas. It might be worth your money to buy an extra bomb bag for more ammunition, but yeah, I'll get through just fine without it, so. Anyway, now that we have that bottle of water, we can head on over here and then pour it into that frog face. That is a frog, I'm not crazy, right? Oh, look, there's another one right there. What would you call this animal? It looks like a frog to me. Even makes kind of a frog noise. Can't imagine why they're... Oh, no, wait, no. It's one of those lava frogs, that's what it is. I don't know what they're actually called, but the lava frogs. And looky here, we need to get another bottle of water for the exact same puzzle again. I realize what they're doing here is trying to do a rule of three things. You know, like, do it twice easy, and then pull a twist on the third one, because as you might have seen through the doorway, there is yet a third one, and that will require a little bit more effort. But it wasn't difficult to begin with, and it just makes you run back and forth a little more with precisely one obstacle in your way, and that's the enemy you can easily run away from. So it's not difficult or clever or anything of the sort, so. If you actually had to do some sort of, like, water navigation maze, if there was some actual puzzle involved with getting the water over there or to the correct location, that would be different. But here, all you get in terms of puzzle is, oh, you have to claw shut up there. Wowzers. Anyway, just drop it off here. It is actually possible to miss if you're unlucky like me, but luckily that didn't happen here. And again, if you miss, God forbid, you have to walk back and forth a little bit more. Anyway, yeah, there's a giant frog face there. We're probably going to need a bit more water. Oh, it is a frog. Okay, I'm not crazy. For that reason. I'm probably crazy for other reasons. Anyway, big container of water. Now, I forget how much exactly the game leads you on the solution to this. Fee might be giving me the answer right there, I don't know. But this is actually a somewhat clever, almost adventure game-like puzzle. You know, you've run into a large container for water previously in the game, and now you have to remember where it is and go over there and get it. Reminds me of a bit in Twilight Princess where you need to find a piece of a bridge. And it was a little background thing. It was actually more subtle in Twilight Princess than the solution here. But it's kind of clever. It's not over-abused. Aha! I managed to time that correctly. I am getting better at those, I swear. Anyway, climbing over here, we get to activate its goddess cube. And there's a dig spot, hopefully with wonderful prizes. Yeah, they're okay prizes. Anyway, now that we've done that, why don't we head on over to a bird statue and fly over to a water basin now. Those of you who haven't played the game, do you know the solution? I'll let you think about it for a little bit, but not too long. Alright, here we go. Floria Waterfall. Even if you, like, didn't specifically remember that there was a water basin here to use, you probably could have guessed, based on the fact that the other option was a desert, and that generally isn't too good if you want water. But yeah, you'll remember a few episodes back, we helped to fill this magical healing jar with magical water, and now that she's not using it, hopefully we'll be able to borrow it. Alright, Water Dragon, what am I gonna have to do? You know, honestly, I'm really surprised that she gave it up so easily, knowing the Water Dragon. I was expecting, like, a monetary fee or something. But instead, we just have to suffer a little bit. Not even the Water Dragon's fault. But we have the glorious return of this prick. No, I'm kidding. I really like Scrapper, actually. He's a huge dick, and I would hate him in real life, but I find him very fun. He's a funny character. Anyway, you'll remember that the last thing we had him carry was a little pinwheel that we probably could have stuck in our pocket. This is significantly heavier, so I don't want to hear him complaining, alright? Alright? No complaining. But yeah, Scrapper will carry that over to Eldin for us, and dump it into that frog when we get over there, hopefully. Assuming he's cooperative. And now just back to the volcano. Very simple, very easy. Other than just solving the puzzle, figuring out where you need to go, no difficulty involved. So, let's just head back to the sky and fly over to Eldin. Naturally, you won't have to see the flight, because that's boring and dumb and for stupid people. Link, this is the wrong landing spot. You landed at the bottom of the volcano. You're supposed to land at the top. Oh, boo-hoo. Well, maybe if you'd actually listen to what I said. Okay, so here we go. If you've played games before, you probably see where this is going. This is an escort quest. We have to basically escort Scrapper up the volcano and prevent him from getting harassed by the monsters. And if you've played games before, you know that escort quests are generally kind of a pain in the ass. Escort quests usually suck because most of the time the allies have really bad pathfinding and they'll just run into enemies and they'll yell at you for not taking care of the enemies quick enough, and they'll just be jerks to you and they'll die, and they're basically a liability 100% of the time. But I actually really like this section of the game, aside from the escort quest bit, because it's basically a giant long-range shootout with the bow, which is why I recommend upgrading it all the way. Anyway, this way is the most direct route. Basically, skip a pretty large chunk of enemies and whatnot if you opened up this shortcut earlier on in the game, you know, with the bomb and all that. By the way, you can grab people's arrows. It's convenient. Don't even know why they put those guys there. This is supposed to be a shootout section. But anyway, the most important thing here is to not run out of arrows. Most of the time the archers will drop arrows, and you can kind of catch them when they fire them at you. But just don't run out. But you know what? Going this route actually excludes a lot of this section. So, hold on a sec. Escort quests usually suck because most of the time the allies have really bad pathfinding and they'll just run into enemies and they'll yell at you for not taking care of the enemies quick enough, and they'll just be jerks to you and they'll die, and they're basically a liability 100% of the time. Anyway, if you didn't take the shortcut, then you have to go off to this right path, off into the area you first explored when you went to Eldin way back when. Except you explored a little bit differently now that you have claw shots and other cool things. But as always, you want to be wary, because you don't want to be stuck on those P-hats with dudes shooting arrows at you. That would be unfortunate. But anyway, the playing in this little section here won't be quite as pro-skill as my play in previous sections, because this was actually the first time I ever went to this section. I always took the shortcut, didn't even realize this was an intended section. But yeah, so you'll see me kind of running around, confused, not entirely sure which route I'm supposed to take. Yes, I'm gonna take care of him, but yeah, he will do that whenever there are monsters nearby, even if they're not actually, like, threatening him in any way. I've seen him just hang out, chill, stand next to an enemy, and neither of them actually gave each other the time of day, but Scrapper just complained. It was like, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, probably the most annoying thing here is when you get caught on fire. And as you can see, the fire shield earrings are doing something to the fire. I mean, they're still damaging you. I'm not actually entirely sure what the earrings are doing. I mean, I literally just noticed that as I was watching the video doing the commentary here. I assume it, like, puts out the fire, or something, so you'll still take extra damage, but you don't have to stop, drop, and roll, or whatever. I don't know, don't quote me on that. Feel free to correct me in the comments, as I'm sure you've already done. But anyway, yeah, this is a little section that you'll remember from the past, and there actually is one somewhat worthwhile reason to go here. It's a reason to spend money, and you probably already knew the information. But if you sit here, you can get some cool tips from this magma here. Most of them you probably already knew. Secret information. Yeah, so you gotta spend something like 100 rupees total or something to get all his information. But here you're probably rolling in the cash, so it's not alright. It's fine. So yeah, if you didn't try slashing them when you first ran into that information, when you first ran into those enemies, here you go, you can destroy the wooden shields. And then, big bombshell here. Oh my god, you can parry attacks. What's going on? This is radical. And yeah, so total of 110 rupees. You should have that amount, honestly. If you don't, I don't know what you're doing. Probably spending a lot of money. Crazy people. So yeah, this is the one thing I didn't actually know when I first, played the game. Is treat it like a wall. You can run up it and go up the other side, basically. As I think I've shown off by this point, maybe? I don't know. But anyway, here's a dude. You can try out your new tricks on him if you want, but I prefer to do that. Yes, I'm handling him right now, Scrapper. Anyway. Oh look, I just ran up him. Coolio. So yeah, that's basically the way to deal with them when they're not on really narrow ledges. Unfortunately, they're usually on really narrow ledges, so yeah. Anyway, that whole section there is basically a loop that leads nowhere. So at this point I was like, well, gosh, I'm very confused. And yeah, you don't want to go down here. Scrapper won't go in there. So where do we go? Well, first we're gonna stumble. I'm confused a little bit. I'm gonna kill this dude. Must have missed him somehow. But yeah, again, this is legit my first time doing this, so yeah. So yeah, the idea is that there's another path over there, remember, that you can open up from that side? And again, you may have opened it up as a shortcut way back when you visited it the first time. There we go. It's supposed to be open from this section. So I guess if you didn't open it back then either, then you could have been really screwed. But, I don't know. There's no way they would actually let you screw yourself over. I'm taking care of it. Anyway, yeah, as you can see, narrow ledges there. Dangerous. And then I'm going up this path. I'm not sure if Scrapper will let you take the vent up. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. I imagine they wouldn't want to let you bypass this amazing gameplay over here. But overall, this part isn't too tough anyway. It's relatively fun, almost. So I would recommend that people do it. Anyway, damn! Look at that sniping. And now we're back to where the shortcut would drop us out. So, yeah, you can go on that long, crazy escapade, or you can just take the shortcut. It's pretty darn simple, pretty easy. And I should have shot that bomb. That would have been so cool and so stylish. But I didn't do it. I didn't do it. So yeah, take the shortcut, folks. Unless you really want to spend money or give it to the good of the Magma people. Anyway, honestly, a lot of the time when I'm taking care of these guys, I like to shoot them with the Sacred Bow. Because, look at that, 3 shots, and he's down. The dudes with wooden shields take fewer shots than dudes with metal shields, but still, goddamn, that's fewer shots than sword slashes to defeat him. That's pretty ridiculous, and it's a lot safer. God, can't you take the hypotenuse, Scrapper? Anyway, unfortunately, there is a limit to my sniping ability. Our arrows just don't go as far as I would like them to. And be crafty here. Sidestep a little bit, and get those diagonal shots. I actually really like sections like this. There's a section in Twilight Princess, pretty similar, and it's a lot of fun. I wouldn't play a whole game of it, but it's pretty fun. Figuring out how you want to shoot, sneaking around, being something of a ninja. Anyway, these guys can be unexpected. You wouldn't necessarily see them from down there, and can't really shoot them because of the angle. And there we go. And again, most of the danger here isn't actually to you taking damage and dying. It's if Scrapper gets harassed by somebody who you didn't see. It's like, hey, aren't you getting to... Oh my god, I'm dead. Yeah, it's frustrating. Anyway, now we're up to the first summit here. But we still got a long ways to go. Nothing over there as far as I'm aware. But rupees over here. Always valuable. And really, dudes with swords now, kind of passe, to be honest. Yeah, just activate them one at a time, which is fairly easy to do. And they just will not harm your beloved Scrapper. And just a demonstration, you remember the bomb totally blew off that wooden shield before, but no such luck here. And you do have to actually defeat these enemies. You can't just run by them, run past them, because Scrapper will just piss his pants in fear and be like, no, aren't you going to take care of him? I can just fly over this gap 20 feet to the left or right, but no. Anyway, yeah, as you can see, it takes more hits. Not too many more, but more. And we are getting there. We are moving on. Now this is a section in one of my test playthroughs where I ran out of arrows, and due to the way things are structured, I really couldn't safely go and like grab them, kill them, the archers, and grab the arrows, so basically I had to let one archer stick his arrows into the ground and have me grab them, which was slow and tedious and not at all fun. Again, the big danger here, in terms of your actual survivability, ignoring Scrapper, is if you run out of ammunition, which is entirely possible. So take up any offer you can to grab arrows. And good lord, this brick. If you're not careful, he will shove you off the side, and that's not conducive to progress. Anyway, that takes care of that. I mean, I do like this section as a combination of, you know, shootouts and having to use your environment in new ways that you didn't before. Like, before that was a platforming thing, but now it was a shootout, and it was cool. Oh, get over it, bud. They're just bats. They happen to be on fire. Anyway, now this is the more interesting version of the crater that I mentioned in the last episode. Because hello, we have some Lizzophos to deal with, or Dinophos, or whatever the hell they are, I don't even know. Can't snipe them. Also, watch this, look what this brick does. That guy, what a jerk. Anyway, yeah, these guys I can imagine might cause issues for various people, because they're probably some of the toughest enemies in the game to get a handle of the pattern. Because there are two of them, one could start harassing Scrapper if he were so inclined. Also, the lava frogs will scare Scrapper. He won't move if they're still alive, so hope you have some bombs. No guarantee that you do. Might be out of arrows, too. Use a slingshot? Anyway, that is all danger taken care of, and now we can head on over and stick that water into that giant frog's mouth. I'm not gonna wait for you. I swear to God if you miss, Scrapper. That was dangerously close. Alright, we'll be sure to do that, Scrappy. See ya. But anyway, that takes care of our second to last summit ascent for this goddamn volcano. And next time is another dungeon. So I will see you guys next time.